The Peter Schiff Show.
Yes, my name's Christopher Brown. I just wanted to call you, and first I wanted to say that I'm, very thankful, and I just wanted to encourage you for sticking to your guns all these years, and just being an academic in a true state, in a truest form. But my question was about, my school. I heard what you said earlier, and I'm an economics major, and I went to an HBC. I don't know if you know what that means. It's a historically black college and university. And I used to always get into these fights with my professors and stuff like that when they talk about economics. They say, "Oh well, why don't you tell me why? Why is it that they keep sending jobs overseas?" I said, because the costs are just too high in the United States. The cost of incorporating a business, the regulations, all those things equate to a cost that must ultimately be incurred in order to implement. And that's the reason why they send jobs overseas.
And people don't understand that, nobody has a right to a job. I mean, job isn't something that, they're not Americans. The employees don't own the jobs. The jobs exist because the employer creates it. And the employer creates it because he wants to make money for himself. And if the U.S. government makes it very expensive for an employer to hire somebody in America, if it's cheaper and less expensive to hire somebody in another country instead, then that is what is going to happen.
I had a totally rational argument as to why jobs are being sent overseas. I went through the economics, just the marginal cost of employment. I went through all of that. And what this professor said? He said the reason why they sent jobs overseas is because, one, they're greedy, and two, he really said this, because they worship the devil. And at that point, I just packed my bags and just got up and left the class.
But you got to put it back on him, because, it's not the employers that are sending jobs overseas. It's their customers. You see, their customers are what's driving it, because the customers want to buy low prices. So I bet your professor thinks nothing about going down to Walmart and buying all this merchandise because it costs less. It's because of the businessman's desire to please his customer who wants low prices that the jobs are sent overseas. I've often joked that imagine if I opened up a restaurant, right? Because all these liberals, they always want to criticize employers because they don't give their workers health care, they don't pay them a high enough wage. So I'd like to open up like a restaurant, the I Care, cafe, or the liberal cafe, and say, look, I pay all my workers $20 an hour. I give everybody a month vacation. I give all these great benefits. I say, fine. I say, okay, and I sell hamburgers, and the hamburgers are $100 a burger, right? And that's what I have to charge just to cover my overhead. Now, how many of these liberal econ professors are going to eat my hamburgers and pay $100 a piece, right? They're all going to go to the other hamburger joint that pays minimum wage and no health care, no vacations, because his burgers are $5 a piece. And so I'm going to go bankrupt doing what he wants me to do, right? Paying all these lucrative benefits, giving all the perks that they think I should give. I'm going to go bankrupt because they're not going to patronize my restaurant. They're not going to eat my burgers. They're going to go and they're going to eat the burgers of the guy that's doing everything that they say shouldn't be done. Because the reason that businesses want low prices is because they want customers. And the customers want low prices. So it's the customers that are exploiting the workers, not their bosses. If it wasn't for these greedy customers who wanted low prices, then everybody could pay higher wages, right?